Starting prep to blood tests to reflexology. So busy week last week. So this is actually my third time recording this video because I recorded it on the way down to Newcastle West last Saturday. But what ended up happening is my sensor made an alert to the phone, and when the alert popped up it actually muted the whole lot of the video. So it was just me talking and chatting for 20 minutes straight with no sound. So that was great. Then I was like, I brought my girlfriend in, she was going to get her makeup done. I was like, look, I'm going to do it in the car. Ended up started recording again, another 20-minute video, and what happened, it literally said my memory was full. Because no, I never deleted the 20-minute video, and I had a lot more stuff on my phone that I could have deleted. But yeah, so here goes the third time lucky. Bloods last week, the amount of bloods that the TRT clinic in Waterford did is absolutely unbelievable. I was like, look, sorry I'm early, and he was like, oh no, that's perfect. I'd say I was in there at 10 to and gone out by 5 to. It was that literally quick. My appointment was 11, by the way. So I said then straight off, look, I'm going to head straight home now and get home to get in a workout, because it was meant to be a rest day. It was meant to be a workout day, but if I couldn't get in my training day, it was going to be a rest day, and I was going to push it on then my workout day the next day, right, to keep getting it in. So we managed to basically get in there, get out. But on my way home from the blood test, I literally hit a wall. I had food after, because I was fasting, right, for 15 hours before, 12 to 15 hours, I think it was 12 hours actually I was fasting. So I had no food at all in my system. When I was getting there, 3 litres of water inside me before I actually reached Waterford as well. I had a litre in me. So what I did was I drank a litre, did my cardio as usual, and then drank another 2 litres from literally when I left home. Well, another litre before I left home, and then a litre on the way. So then I was making sure that I was well hydrated, just otherwise my urea would be out of whack and esophagus. There's a lot of different factors that wouldn't be basically recorded as accurate if I didn't. So well hydrated, went up there, got the bloods in and out. My man was literally the best I've ever got bloods, and I've got a lot of people doing my bloods because I'm a diabetic, right? So best he's ever done. But like the thing about in Living Health, they take like small little tubes. Up there were bigger tubes, and he took 4 of them. I got straight away, what I did is when I into the car, I had my food like on the way home, a cream and rice, and it was 20 minutes from home. I was at the motorway, the turn off for Mitchelstown. I had to pull in on the parking lot there, where you can pull in the motorway, and I actually took a 20-minute nap. I was zonked. I actually could not. I don't know what was wrong with me. I even messaged my coach when I woke up. I was like, I'm after napping. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I must be going to have to come and know something else. Then I kept driving on home. Then, excuse me, I went to Maxwell then, and I got myself a banana and a square bar, right? Because I needed something for that bit of a hit, because I was planning on going out, working out at home, and I was like, I won't be able to do nothing for the evening. So went in, got that, and then as I was coming home, my energy was booming again. I was like, oh my god, thank god. I messaged my coach, I was like, never mind, all good. And he was like, yeah, look, it's blood sugar and blood pressure drops after that. It's quite common. And my blood sugar was all good because I monitored that at 24/7, but the blood pressure did slightly drop. That's why it was a bit sunk. And I'm not used to giving blood, like, you know, I can't give blood as a diabetic. So with the amount that your man probably consumed to test, it probably was like giving blood, you know. I know some people do get weak after that, and sure, there's all foods around that different stuff as well, but I just thought my cream and rice and different stuff would have basically done the job, but it didn't, right? But then on the Wednesday day I had reflexology. This was an unbelievable experience. It was like a total de-stress in the body, because I was all go, because I started the challenge as well, level up challenge with Shedway, right? All the clients absolutely smashing in that actually so far, so well done to everyone doing that. But I was busy. It's constantly busy. It's always busy in my life. Like, you know, I think I'm always trying to improve Shedway, and I'm always trying to work on, you know, improving every sort of thing that I can in relation to my education, to my physique, to everything all about me. It was good. I hadn't a clue with this reflection. I didn't know what it was. Went in, didn't know nothing, right? Up, sat down, chair, legs up straight away, and she's got doing her sequence. Like, I was interested in what she was doing. When she started doing the sequence, I mean, instantly my whole body like went into total relaxation. Like, it was like a whole new, I was like, wow. I can see why people just nod off to sleep straight away, but I just watching what she was doing, ask questions. I go on about like my blood results in a minute, but with the reflexology, right, the different parts on the foot can tell a different, whether it's like different, like your gallbladders, shoulders, kidneys, whatever it is, tells a lot of the story around our different parts. So it was interesting because I didn't get my blood results back until Wednesday evening, which was quick, 24 hours getting it back. Just over 24 hours to get back blood results is mad. But when doing reflexology, she was talking about fatty liver, and when I got my results, right, yes, that was literally a common thing with type 1 diabetics, that is fatty liver. So I'm not going to go on liver enzymes or any liver support yet stack at the moment. We're going to just, like, I'll say what the other results in a minute. I'm tweaking other stuff. I'm not, like my coach said, he's not throwing a load of different supplements at me, and so we're going to fix certain stuff as we're going along. So the key thing with the bloods, right, testosterone was good, but the king, like my testosterone 25, right, as a natural bodybuilder as well, like, you know, so I'm not on TRT and not assisted in any way, so that was a very, very good range to be at, right? But my binding is like Giobing, the sex hormone, the binding globulin, that's the one, right? That was 50, so right, my free testosterone to that, I'm not getting as much use out of my actual testosterone. You know, there's a lot of different stuff in between that, so I am adding in a supplement. I'm now on Tonkat just to help in relation to that. Hopefully that will actually even help all around, right? But I've never got these checked before. There's a lot of these stuff that haven't got checked ever, right? It's good to notice. My cholesterol 4.7, which is brilliant, it was always in the 5s. My LDL was even actually low. I think it was my LDL, but it was all good. It's all in a good place. Urea is slightly high, but it's not too much to major because I was well hydrated. We're not even worried about that. The esophagus or whatever, it could be if I had a cold or anything in the last couple of weeks, that might have affected it. But LDL, HDL, all these were slightly elevated. A lot of these could be to do with if I had an antibiotic, which I did the last couple of months, right? Antibiotic can affect these. Antibiotics do affect the body. It was good to see even in relation to that. But there's one thing, is a call that I've never noticed before, and we might even be onto this even before anything even happens. Tailored with a type 1 diabetic, there's a lot of different kind of conditions that come hand in hand with it. Arthritis is number one, which I do have, but there's also a thing called homeostasis. I'm probably ruining the name and absolutely butchering it, but it's something basically like that. We're after noting in it that I have my sheet beside me. I'll try and read it. So it is anti-thyroid peroxidase antibody. With that, it is shown quite elevated. And what this basically means is it's potentially the starting effect of an underactive thyroid, which, look, there's medication out there to support, so I'm not even worried about it, but it's just good to have a note on underline of what goes on if it does. We're going to watch it in 3 to 6 months time. I'm going to review these as well. Look, I'm coming from my improvement phase. It'll be different now, even in prep, getting healthier, less foods, you know. My phosphate was low as well. I'm really making sure that I up my green beans and green veg, even though I'm on that, but we're still keeping that nice and high. I'm not going supplementing in that. I'm just making sure that that's it. The HbA1c was elevated, right? That's bound to happen. I knew that was going to be elevated still from the last time. The last time was good. The reason why the HbA1c is more elevated now than it was before, because I'm after changing to manual injections, because when I was on the insulin pump I was shooting up higher, then insulin wasn't working. I had to give myself manual injection or try to change the pump and give it then. But then what was ended up happening is some of the insulin did go in and I was shooting low. So to give me a baseline average, it was high to extreme low. So that's why I was good in a good HbA1c, you'd think, but my total daily averages were shocking. So that's why in relation to your total daily averages are better than your HbA1c overall in relation to your health. At the moment, they're perfect, they're brilliant. Like I'm nailing it bit by bit. Like even brothers now will probably be sick of my phone going at night time, because I'm getting a slight few lows, because I just have to try and balance the Lantus out a bit more at the moment. Look, coming from an improvement phase to more food to less food, it does take a bit of changing. The more I go deep into prep, the less fat I get, the more insulin sensitive I work, the less insulin I'll be on. It'll be always constantly changing. Look, diabetes is a constant daily changing. You can't have the same thing every single day. It's daily, weekly, you're always observing it. That is the thing about it. But the key thing with me, how it is way better to control is I eat the same foods every single day, nearly at the same time every single day. You know, so that's why I work out the same time every day. Everything is a routine and I can track it. Whereas everything all over the place, let's say if I was eating left and centre all different less nutritious stuff, like, you know, buns, pizzas, all that, it'd be impossible. I'd be shooting up, down, everywhere. My whole thing will be off. Even my mood, everything will be complete disaster. And that's why even in relation to the gym, it also helps increase your insulin sensitivity. That is key, right? It's all, at the end of the day, it's all about having better health. That's what basically I always am focusing on, and the gym nutrition is what helps me in relation to that. That was in relation to the bloods. Bloods, reflexology. What else was it then from last week? Prep, started prep Thursday. What happened? 10 minutes cardio up, like I even noted in my last YouTube video that I thought was going to happen. 10 minutes up in that, and rice taken down. So that's about 40 grams of rice was taken off me each meal. So that was 80 grams of rice. So in relation to that 80 grams of rice, right, being reduced, that is also going to drop water weight. The first literally week or so, though, my weight is going to drop, right, instantly. The reason why that is because every gram of carb has 2 to 3 grams of water weight. If you think 8 grams of carbs, multiply that by 240 grams, so 240.2 kg down, probably from that a day. So that's why you drop a kg in a week fast just from food change. A lot of people think when they start going on a diet and then they start losing 5 kg, it could be literally the significant of, yes, a couple of kg might be in relation to fat loss straight away instantly if you're on a lower calorie deficit, but also water weight tails off the body an awful lot. There's constant changes in relation to the fluctuations on the scales. If my sugars are up, sugars are down. If I wake during the middle of the night, this will all change it as well. So battling with lows and different stuff. So at the moment it's going good. Like even on Saturday night, my girlfriend's parents' wedding anniversary, 30 years. So there was cake, there was chicken wings, there was goujons, everything what I would have loved. But what I did, straight out, put it out on the table that I'm on prep. I wasn't touching anything. I was like, John Kate, no, I'm on prep, sorry. Like, didn't even matter what I was on prep for. I'm on prep for my healthiest I've ever been, right? Nobody even asked what I'm on prep for, what I'm doing or nothing. There was no questions about it. What I'm drinking, so I was drinking pints of water. The reason why I was drinking water, I had one Coke Zero, but the reason why I didn't go all Coke Zero, I learned this the hard way before. I had about 6-7 Coke Zero, couldn't sleep. There's caffeine in Coke Zero and it kept me up. All water. Best thing was I spent nothing. Like even I was talking to the lad there and he goes, geez, they made a good amount from the bar. And I goes, well, not from me anyway. And he started laughing. He goes, yeah, definitely not from you. Still had the crack, still out dancing, messing about, acting, which was good. Because like normally I would not do that. So it was still all a bit of crack. It was a brilliant night, to be honest. And the key thing here, like I was even up until, we were up until 4. It was 3, you stopped to sing songs left and centre, the whole family. They can all sing. Once one started, they all kept going then, which was brilliant. But yeah, I didn't realise there was as many singers in my girlfriend's family. There was a shit ton of them, which was a brilliant night. And then the fella that was playing guitar, he literally stayed on there as well and playing guitar and different stuff and started singing songs as well, which was brilliant. Now what I'm doing is I'm in here to do my food shop. So I'm starting off at Tesco first and then I'm going to Aldi. So what is my list? This is the thing, right, on prep. It's way cheaper on prep. Foods are reduced so you don't have to buy as much at all. So I'm going to be saving lots of money. What am I to get today? Only blueberries, chicken, banana and bagels. That's all my shopping list is for this week, which is class. Look, that's not all I'm eating this week because I have stuff from left over from last week at home. One thing that's knocked off this list, which is massive saving for me, Monster. I'm off Monster completely. No more Monsters. I gave up caffeine for 2 weeks and I'm never going back on Monster. As I say it anyway, you know, someone like could be in 4 or 5 years time, they could say, oh, you said you gave up Monster. Well, as of now, I'm off Monster anyway. I'm not off full caffeine. I'm back on my coffee. Saturday was my first coffee in 2 weeks. And oh my God, I loved it. Like, what I did, right, is made the AeroPress. I have AeroPress. I don't have a coffee machine. If you can recommend the coffee machine, hit me up because yes, I will have to get a coffee machine now. But the AeroPress, what I do is I have Woodlands coffee. It was the Duro coffee, the coffee beans. That's the one I use. So got that AirPress. What I do is put the paper on the cup, put hot water all around the top first, leave that there. After it kills by 30 seconds before I use it to put it in, just to make sure it's not too warm. So I threw in about 20 grams, I actually did 16 grams of coffee for the first one, right? 16 grams of coffee, I normally do about 20, 22. 16, then I put in 40 grams of water, stir it, leave it for about 30 seconds roughly, and then top it up. Literally however much water I want. I want a quick espresso. I like espressos more so than Americano. Well, like, I do like Americanos, but I wanted a nice strong coffee. I did fill it up actually a good bit in the AirPress. I had a good bit of, it's a nice shot of espresso, you could say. Then poured in the water, roughly about 200 ml I suppose. Maybe less, about 100 to 150 actually. Stirred it then for about 10 seconds and left it then for another 30 seconds, and then just pushed it out, pushed it in the AirPress about 20 seconds, pushing down. When I had the hiss and nice coffee was done, and oh my god, I was even smelling it right at the start. I opened the bag, even when I got it I was smelling the bag because it was just unbelievable. I had my coffee, then I did train at home, right, because I was training at home in the shed on the Saturday. And then what I did is I had shower and then I went down, collect the missus makeup, and then into the party, right? So I smashed. Actually love training in my own place. I start prep just to reset, rewire, push on, you know, check what the physique is like in relation to, you know, a few poses and different stuff like that, which was good. So just on coffee now, I've literally only had one coffee yesterday, one coffee. I've had one coffee every single day. I'm not abusing it. I'm trying to keep caffeine low because look, we're all known for abusing caffeine. My water, 5 litres intake, still going strong. I have my 5 litre drum even with me today. But what I like, it's actually in the side here. What I do is, look, I take around 5 litre drum with me, but I'm actually using my shaker and I drink from that. I'm not taking, but in the shed, I actually drink from the full 5 litres of water. Right. So last week was a good week. You know, between lowering my caffeine even more, coming off Monster, starting prep, finding out what my blood results, like, just to show you, because I have them here, in relation to the amount of blood. There is a shit ton on the first page, like full blood count. It's off of the count, that was a small one on. HDL actually was the one, not LDL. HDL was slightly low. HbA1c, like I talked about, phosphate slightly low. Then my liver health, all kidney health onto another page. Goes through nutritional health, like vitamin D is perfect, bone health, infection, inflammatory, pituitary and adrenaline health, thyroid health, stress health, like even the testing like cortisol levels and stuff like that, testosterone, hormonal health. Then onto another page, hormonal health. Then again, everything tested. 3 pages of bloods. Normally, like, I've never seen some of these even before, and like, I'd be taking supplements there and I'm like, do I even need them, do I not? I said to my doctor, like, doing them, and like, it's like talking to that wall. You're asked to do certain things, and I don't know, maybe they get charged more for testing more in the lab or something like that, because they literally would not do it. Funny story, before I actually go in now and do my shopping, my testosterone, to get it done there last year, I played a bit of a game. Said to my doctor, I wanted testosterone done. He said, not a fucking hope. He went on a rampage like that. Basically thought I was just wanting to start doing steroids, right? And I was like, no, I just want to just check to see where it's based on that. So he said no, and he said that was it. So when I was getting my bloods done, I said to the nurse, I was like, oh yeah, my doctor there said that he wanted to test my testosterone. I was like, should be on the computer. And she goes, oh, I'll have a look there now. And she wouldn't have a look, and I knew it wasn't going to be there, right? She goes, oh no, I can't see it, but look, since he said it, I'm going to do it anyway, because he'll be given out if we don't do it. And I was like, ideal, so I got it done. And I got a phone call, like, I had the review of my bloods anyway in with him, and literally he had a full, like, he was ready, guns blazing for a 10-minute rant. And he went on about the danger of steroids on my health because I'm diabetic, you know, in relation to affecting my insulin sensitivity, and he just went on so much of a rampage, right, on why I shouldn't be on them and detrimental to my health, right, that when I said no, I'm not on, I just wanted to check what it was, that he was like, oh right, John, he was just so adamant that I was on it that when I got it checked, because it was 26 or 27 I think at the time, which was fairly good, right, for a natural bodybuilder. But you got to think about it. How do we increase testosterone? We work out, we make sure our food, we make sure sleep, everything's all good, right? Which I'm basically doing, right? So I'm helping everything at hand to try and keep that increased. Obviously when we hit a certain age, that will slightly always decrease, and I think it's 35. Sure, over in America they get even prescribed it at 35 because it reduces. Look, so yeah, got that tested. That was a funny time. He literally said if I went down it, he kicked the shit out of me. But my doctor's a funny doctor, and like, we were all caffling and messing. That is the story for this week. Hopefully this video actually records this time. You know, I think I covered everything that I covered about. I'm going to save some stories now for my next week because today's Wednesday. If I tell everything now, I won't have anything for the next video. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff that everyone to be ranting on about. But if you actually enjoy these and like about my life, listen to these. You know, if you want me to go more in depth on diabetes, problems, health, arthritis, bodybuilding, the struggles of like a daily thing. The thing about it, what I always say, look, there's always going to be hurdles, but hurdles are there to be left over. Look, if I didn't have diabetes, if I didn't have arthritis, if I didn't have X, Y, and Z, how good of a bodybuilder could I be? Probably even a lot better, yes, 100%. But look, I'm still developing my physique massively. I'm still pushing myself to my limits. Am I ever going to go on stage and for stuff like that? I don't know. Look, I even seen lads there the weekend on stage, even the teens, like, you know, these are all natural like boys, and they're insane sort of muscle, the physique, right? So I'm going to focus on just my photo shoot. That's my plan. Photo shoot 6th of March, get as lean as I can, see what way my condition is, see what way I look inside and behind Stephen Black's camera, and then I'm going from there. So all my eyes is focused on is just that photo shoot, and then we'll plan from there. And then past wedding, and then who knows what will happen then. I'm not planning too far ahead. I'm planning myself certain goals. So prep has started. Diet is 100% to a T this week, as it always will be for the next couple of months, right? So I will share more as we go on. Good luck.